Hello, everybody. Dr. Mandell here with you. Live feed here via the web right now. Notifications are going out. The topic is the best, healthiest food remedies for low blood pressure. That's right, low blood pressure. We don't hear so much about low blood pressure, although there are a lot of people who have it. And obviously, the symptoms that go along with it are not the stroke type of symptoms, but the dizziness, the fatigueness, the tiredness. So I'm going to go over some very important foods that can give you a really nice boost. Some great little remedies I'll review with you, as well as some tips that will help you get by in your life a lot easier. I think this is a important thing. I want to say hello to our chatters out there. Thank you for being here with us. Let's go ahead. The most important thing is who we are and what we're made up of, and that's water. The worst thing we can do is to become dehydrated. I will tell people out there that dehydration is the number one reason for a lot of dropping in that blood pressure. So I will tell you that understand that those cells and those tissues must be hydrated. And when they become dehydrated, that blood pressure just drops. And that can really be quite dangerous. So I would recommend that all of you really drink at least 8 cups of water, or maybe half the amount of your weight in ounces. That's about the minimum you should be taking. You can look at my video on that. I just recently did one on there. The next thing is about eating smaller meals. And the reason is this, is that if you eat large meals, what happens is all the blood goes to your digestive system. So when the blood goes to your digestive system, it takes the blood away from the brain. And when you have lower blood pressure, you have less blood and oxygen getting to the brain. So theoretically, what we want to do is eat smaller meals. And by eating smaller meals, you are going to maintain a blood pressure that's not going to drop any more than what you have. Now realize, when we talk about blood pressure, that's the first thing I should have told you, is that anything under 90 millimeters of mercury in your systolic or under 60 millimeters of mercury in your diastolic is considered, in medical cases, low blood pressure. Now, there are many things that can cause this, from pregnancy to heart problems to even allergies to infections to blood loss. And obviously, as I said first, dehydration is a biggie. So I want people to realize that because your blood pressure may be lower, genetically, you have low blood pressure. So you just have to understand the right things to start doing so you can maintain that pressure and above, to keep you from passing out, from getting tired, from having these crazy symptoms. So the next thing I want to mention is about balancing your diet. A good balanced diet of fruits and vegetables and whole grains, is so important. When I say so important, because we say we're sick, so we need to eat healthy. Well, you're not sick, but you still need to eat healthy. This is a balanced diet, and that should be for all conditions. So I want you to realize that if you are, skipping meals, or you are eating large meals, you're not getting a good nutrition, that can be a reason why you're feeling tired a lot. Very important. The people who like to consume alcohol, you need to diminish it, no more than 2 cups. Now realize, people say, well, alcohol will raise your blood pressure. Well, generally it can raise your blood pressure, but it can also drop it. And obviously, if you are in a situation where you have low blood pressure, you can't afford to drop it because it can be quite dangerous. So you want to reduce your consumption. I'm a big believer, for people who have low blood pressure, caffeine is a winner for you. Caffeine constricts. It actually constricts the blood vessels, causing the heart to beat harder, to pump blood through those constricted blood vessels, which will raise your blood pressure. And there's a lot of different foods, which I'm going to go into, like the teas, the coffees, the espressos, even the energy drinks and stuff like that. But as long as it is clean, purified, healthy caffeine, you should obviously be in good shape. Herbal remedies, there are many remedies. I want to go over one in just a little bit. there are remedies that you need to be careful with, like cinnamon or even pepper. There are certain remedies that people say it will help raise it. They talk about ginger, about lowering it, but there are many studies that says that it can raise it. And I will go over that in just a second. The other thing I realize with people with low blood pressure is they get out of bed and they get up too fast. The worst thing you can do. When you get up out of bed, sit up at the end of the bed, let your pressure kind of balance out. And if you get dizzy when you get up, lean your head forward like you're putting it between your legs. What that's going to do is going to bring the blood up from the legs and from the lower torso of your body and bring it back to your brain so you can kind of bypass that dizziness. Exercising regularly, we will always say, is extremely important. Be careful taking long, hot showers. This can drop blood pressure. I've had patients of mine that have fainted, that have gotten dizzy, that have lost their balance because when you're really warm and you're hot, it vasodilates the arteries and it can really cause a significant drop in your blood pressure. Now, anyone who has low blood pressure, who has symptoms like dizziness and fatigueness, always recommend follow up with your doctors. There are many medications out there that can drop your blood pressure. Even people who are on diuretics for a particular condition that may have normal blood pressure, it can drop your blood pressure. Remember, we're talking about volume in the blood. When the volume drops down, it can actually drop that pressure. So, even talking about stress, people say, well, when I have stress, I have epinephrine, I have cortisol, I have all these particular hormones being elevated. Why wouldn't it increase it? Well, generally, it can increase it for those with higher blood pressure, but they found it can drop it with those with low blood pressure. Realize the genetic being is different in each and every one of us. Let's go over a couple important things. We talk about small meals. We talk about changing positions frequently. It's good. Increasing water intake. Beetroot. This is a raw juice, extremely helpful for increasing blood pressure. They say to take a cup of this raw beet juice twice a day, and you continue this remedy for about a week until it helps balance out, and you can actually see really good benefits. They talk about the holy basil leaves. Very, very good. If you know about that, I'm not going to go into that, but primarily they talk about honey mixing with it. Now, I do know that honey is a great thing to take as well. You can actually take a little salt, and I like sea salt, and mix it up. Whatever drinks, add honey, a little sea salt. Sea salt will definitely raise your blood pressure. People say, well, I take salt all the time. There's a lot of foods that we eat every day that are filled with salts, and I'm telling you, you need to be careful because some of those salts can really give you problems. Raisins are extremely good when it comes down to increasing blood pressure. Raisins actually supposed to be good for balancing sugar levels as well, depending upon, you're not going to eat tons and tons of them, but raisins will pop up your energy. They say that you can actually soak them. It actually helps in the digestive process. You can check into that. They talk a lot about dark coffee. Dark coffee, for some reason, can definitely help increase it. There are different coffees out there. I'm not a coffee expert. Almond milk has also been another one. Taking almond milk first thing in the morning will help increase it. Pomegranates. This has been a tradition for a long period of time, and you can actually put that in your salads, drink it as juice. You can eat it as is. They talk about honey, about mixing it with the salt. Very, very important. I really, that's been a big one. I've always heard about honey as being something good. Now, people out there have used honey. You can actually share that in the chat. So those are a few of the important ones. Let me just go over some important things I made a note of that I don't want to miss. Regarding the caffeinated drinks, the hot cocos have caffeine, your teas, your chocolate milk, your energy drinks, and actually sodas, believe it or not. Now, I'm not telling you to drink the crap sodas that can really give you problems, but just be aware of what you're putting in your body. A lot of people say, eat stuff off the shelf, eat the processed foods. There's a lot of salt in there. There's a lot of salt in frozen foods. If you're going to eat healthy frozen foods, you're going to be okay. There's always going to be sodium in there. So you're going to be okay. So don't think you have to add all that sodium to your food. It's already in a lot of the foods that you're already eating. A great one, one of my favorites, Siberian ginseng. Siberian ginseng will give you a boost. It will help your sex life. It will strengthen your body. It will strengthen your resistance, will help boost up your immune system. And this has been an excellent thing. They've been using this for years and years and years. That Siberian ginseng has been really a winner. So I like the ginseng. It doesn't have to actually be Siberian. There are different ones out there. Another big remedy is the old just lemon juice. You're saying, how can lemon juice? It's an effective remedy for many things. For low blood pressure, effective remedy for high blood pressure, an effective remedy for dehydration. It's an energizing type of remedy. Lemons, for me, just are a winner in so many different things. The salt water, some people like to get up in the morning and just kind of take a little sea salt or maybe add the lemon in there and chug a little bit down there. It seems to help them feel well. Now, for people out there who have had digestive problems, you've heard of deglycerinated licorice. But with this particular licorice, with low blood pressure, licorice will raise your blood pressure. Licorice is an amazing thing when it comes to that. Some people love licorice, and obviously you're not going to have the D, you're going to have the regular one, the one that's just the way it is. And I will tell you, that will definitely boost up your blood pressure. It actually deals with the aldosterone hormones. It helps you retain more sodium and obviously eliminates a little more potassium. But as we know, sodium will raise your blood pressure easily, better than anything that you're going to put in it. The next berry, it's one of the great things. You can get it in the health food stores. It's called the hawthorn berry, Hawthorn. The hawthorn berry, when you read this in the studies, are always talking about high blood pressure. Well, guess what? It has this particular berry has these miraculous microelements and vitamins and nutrients in there that helps balance out blood pressure. So if you're high, it's known to bring it down. If you're low, it's known to balance it and bring it up. So check into the hawthorn berries. I think it's a great thing that really can do you a lot of good. Last but not least, there's just a couple little other ones I want to mention. They mention with basil and honey. If you like basil like I do, there are great nutrients in there with magnesium, potassium, and it is a great remedy for help healing low blood pressure. I love basil, particularly if you like Italian food. I'm always using that as well. Believe it or not, carrot juice and honey has been known to help increase blood pressure. If you are a carrot juice person, people say, well, I use it for my high blood pressure. Well, it does seem to help raise the low blood pressure. Remember, things work differently in different chemistries, in different bodies. As we say, in anything we do, your diet plan is extremely important. Make sure you're getting a balanced amount of nutrients in your diet. And try to stay away from the heavy meals. The smaller meals are going to be better. The heavy meals have a tendency to take all that oxygen and run it for digestion into the intestines and takes it away from the brain. There are many other great foods that you could be doing pertaining to carbohydrates. If people out there love carbohydrates, your pastas, breads, potatoes, your rices, make sure you limit that. Too much of that is no good. All right. I just hope that this will give you some understanding a little bit about your situation to make you more aware that there are foods that can help you get by. But to me, if you ask me, probably the best thing to have in your system, I would say the sea salt and water. You'll be amazed because that will just raise up the sodium content in there. If you are healthy and you exercise and you do everything right and do everything in moderation, I really think it will make a big change with you. I hope you enjoyed this short little video, even though it went on a little longer than I expected. But these are common questions that are always brought up to me all the time. In the chat rooms, I appreciate you offering your experiences to those in need. Please leave your experiences below in the comments, because this will be posted on my page. And there's a lot of people out there who can benefit from this. So I ask people out there to share this video. I'll continue to do my research, do my homework, and check out my channel. Motivational Doc, great self-help videos. Been posting a lot back onto posture, biomechanical conditions with the neck, the spine. That's obviously my specialty. But I have a background in nutrition, and I want to continue to bring out the great things that people can benefit worldwide to try to keep people healthy and happy and live long lives. But anyways, check out my Facebook, Motivational Doc. Leave your questions over there as well, and we'll catch up with you real soon. I wish you and your loved ones many blessings, and may I say, make it a great day or night. Bye-bye now.